Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Teresa. Teresa is the Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian form of Teresa, a name of uncertain etymology. It is thought to come from the Greek Theresian, meaning to harvest, harvester, or from the Greek theros, meaning summer. Theresa is also the name of a Greek island. Usage of Teresa as a female given name can find its roots in Spain and Portugal pre-Middle Ages. It also remained largely confined to the Iberian Peninsula until the late medieval period. From a historical perspective, Theresa was the name of a Spanish noblewoman who married the 4th century Roman senator and lawyer, St. Paulinus of Nola. After tragically losing their son, the wealthy couple gave everything to the poor and led a life of religious austerity. It is said that the name Teresa originated from this woman. It is believed that she also borrowed her name from the Greek island. Later on in Spanish history, Teresa of Ávila was a prominent 16th century saint who was likely the source of the name spreading beyond the borders of Spain and Portugal and embraced more widespread throughout Europe. As a mystic and meditation practitioner, Saint Teresa of Jesus, as she's often called, wrote prolifically, and her works were a vital contribution to the body of Spanish Renaissance literature. Adding further saintly currency to the name Teresa was a 19th century French Saint Teresa of Lisieux, Normandy, who is often referred to as the Little Flower of Jesus. Not only is she co-patron of France, along with St. Joan of Arc, but her place of pilgrimage in France is second only to Lourdes. Ironically, Saint Therese died a little-known cloistered Carmelite nun at the age of 24. It wasn't until after her death that she gained a huge following even beyond the French borders, thanks to her widely read autobiography Story of a Soul that she left behind. Her piously sentimental writings inspired a nation. Then of course, there's the unforgettable 20th century Mother Teresa of Calcutta. The name Teresa is practically synonymous with holiness, so it was no surprise that it became a name of choice among Catholics throughout the Western world. Teresa with an H is the version most often used by the English and Germans, while Teresa is the Italian, Spanish and Portuguese form and Therese the French. Pet forms include Tess, Tessa and Terry. The Spanish version Teresa is moderately popular in Spain and in the United States among Hispanic-Americans. Personality of the girl named Teresa. The number 5 personality loves the excitement of life and can easily adapt to all situations. As natural adventurers, these personalities thrive on the new and unexpected and prefer to be in constant motion. It makes them feel alive. They'll stir up some action if there's not enough around, and as inherent risk takers, they enjoy pushing the envelope. Naturally rebellious, the 5 personality has no fear and never resists change. Traveling and new experiences feed their souls. 5s are very social and attract friends with ease. People love to be around the 5 fun-loving and exciting energy. This is also a lucky number in numerology, like the 3s, so fortune seems to shine on them, helped along by their own optimism and good nature. 5s have a quick wit, a cerebral mind, and are generally very persuasive. Popularity of the girl named Teresa. Teresa, just like Teresa, has had a long and successful ride on the American popularity charts. Although the spelling without the H is considered Italian, Spanish, or Portuguese, it is also used among English speakers, which has supported the name's popularity in America. Teresa entered the 20th century at high moderate levels of usage and grew as the decades progressed. The name achieved a position on the top 100 list of most commonly used female names in 1948. Not content to stop there, Teresa actually got as high as position number 18 on the charts, 1961 to 1963. In fact, Teresa has seen greater success on the female naming charts than Teresa. Teresa continued to show strong usage, propelled in part by the growing Hispanic-American population. From the mid-1980s onward, however, Teresa has experienced mainly backwards momentum. At least she's doing better than Teresa, which just fell out of circulation and off the charts recently. Teresa is a pretty name by itself, But it's also a holy name among Spanish-speaking Catholics, who are most likely the source behind the name's continued usage. Quick facts on Theresa. Gender, girl. Origin, Greek. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, 657. Pronunciation, Theresa. Simple meaning, harvester. Characteristics of Theresa. Progressive, intellectual, adventurous, freedom-loving, adaptable, sensual, easygoing. Cultural references to the baby name, Theresa. Popular songs on Theresa. A song by cross-Canadian ragweed, Buongiorno Theresa, a song by Perry Como, St. Theresa, Sweet Theresa, a song by Joan Osborne. Famous people named Theresa. Teresa Graves, actor/singer, Saint Teresa of Ávila, Spanish saint, Teresa Hines, wife of Senator John Kerry, Teresa Wright, actress, Teresa Carpenter, author, Teresa Berganza, Spanish opera singer, Teresa, various royal subjects of Portugal, Teresa Gutierrez, politician, Teresa Brewer, singer, Mother Teresa, Albanian nun and Nobel laureate. Historic figures with the name Theresa. Blessed Mother Teresa was the well-known founder of the Roman Catholic Missionaries of Charity, a religious order of nuns active in over 100 countries, but she herself is most closely associated with her work for the poor and dying in India. Born Agnes Bojaxiou in Albania, she realized her calling to the work of the missionary at a very young age, and eventually devoted almost all of her time to the tending of India's poorest outcasts. Throughout her life, Mother Teresa was the recipient of many humanitarian awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979, but she was not immune to detraction either. Her firm stance on abortion as the greatest destroyer of peace to die earned her no friends at Planned Parenthood. She was also criticized for not holding to a higher standard of medical care for her charges, as well as for her belief that suffering was a gift to mankind in order to allow him to identify with the suffering of Christ. After her death, her letters and diaries reveal that she had a profound dark night of the soul throughout most of her life, and was beset with doubt about the very existence of God. Nonetheless, she adhered to the path she had chosen, and it was certainly not an easy one. That alone should qualify as a legitimate miracle enough to earn her that elusive sainthood. When she died, she was sincerely mourned, but the news of her death was largely eclipsed by that of Princess Diana 5 days earlier. Somehow, we believe she would have appreciated this.